Facebook, privacy, and how they're screwing you over. What's up, guys, and welcome to another Flip Chat. It's another beautiful day in the city, and I've got enough energy to try and make it through this one without dying. So as many of you have heard, Mark Zuckerberg got pulled in front of the Ethnic Tribunal Court of Old Men of the United States of America. And why did they do that, you ask? Well, because of a little data breach by Cambridge Analytica. I won't go into much detail about it, but I'll just basically say it was them taking information that could potentially affect an election. You know, gathering data about user preferences, demographics, and all that wonderful junk. Now, I had an opportunity to watch just a little bit of it, and let me tell you, it was absolutely rivetingly boring. And quite frankly, I was kind of disappointed in the questions that they asked. I mean, they felt kind of soft. I can remember when Bill Gates had to do it, and he was just questioned to the core. I mean, they hit the guy hard. Mark Zuckerberg showed up with his alien face and had to explain to people that he uses ads to keep his platform running. I find that a little sneaky if you ask me. Basically, it felt like a bunch of old people trying to ask Mark Zuckerberg how to install Internet Explorer on their computer. Excuse me, young man, can you help me learn how to surf the internet? And why does my mouse continually squeak when I click it? Sir, because that's an actual mouse, like a live living mouse. And then Mr. Zuckerberg so bravely stated, "We didn't do enough to protect your privacy." Well, no freaking kidding! Why do you think we're having this whole tribunal in the first place? I mean, I secretly wonder if they made this so much easier because they know Zuckerberg has all their information and it knows about their sleazy little affairs. Oh no! If Margaret Thatcher ever hears about this, she'll kill me. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But let's just step away from Facebook for a second and just look at the overall problem of privacy in our internet connectivity these days. This hurts! I mean, Google's another culprit. I mean, let's just do a list comparison. Each one of these entities works in some sort of controlling fashion and manipulation. They control games, messaging, IM, video calling, photos, video distribution, and your calendar. That's like everything I use. I'm afraid to say it's not just Google that owns me. Facebook owns me too. And not only that, they just track the heck out of you. Google Maps knows every step I've ever taken, and Facebook logs any time that I've logged into it. I used to think this was a cool thing, but that's a lie. They know too much about me. I have the solution. I'll get off the grid. Oh wait, that's not gonna work either. But why? Because Facebook made a good product that we actually need nowadays. As much as I hate to admit it, Facebook is an integral way to get yourself out there. If you're not using it for marketing, then you're missing out. So you say, oh, I'll just use it for media purposes then. Wrong. You can't. You know why? Because the second you start using it for media, people from your past are gonna find you and start connecting with you. And then Facebook has you right where it wants you. Social connectivity. So what's the solution then? I mean, here's a simple one. You can just shut down Facebook. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg's always been saying, I want to use this company for good, not evil. Google's the same way. To do good. What are you defining good as? Come on. I mean, you tell me you're gonna do good, but all of a sudden we see all these problems and you're not doing so much good now, are you? And you know, they always take the moral high road. I'm a social justice warrior. But I mean, if your company is causing this many problems, how much social good are you really doing? I mean, in some ways, shutting Facebook down really would be the best idea. Now, I personally don't have anything against Facebook. All my information has been completely mined out by everybody. In fact, I'm pretty sure my social security number is floating around out there somewhere too. But one of the biggest problems is that denial is such a prevalent factor in this. We're not collecting your data. I'm not tracking you everywhere you go. I'm not looking at your political affiliation. I'm not even looking at what you like to eat for dinner. Don't give me that. I mean, let's be honest. Think about your settings for your privacy options. How much do you have to dig in order to make sure there's not some third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh party looking at all your junk? And let's not act like everything we delete on these applications from Google to Facebook actually go away. You can press permanently delete until the cows come home, which they won't, because cows don't come home. They just go to new pasture. But that information is still going to be registered on their database. So we think about regulation. Let's get them financially. But then when we say that, we come up with a completely different problem. Facebook and Google's main objective is not to get rich. They already have that. They're filthy, stinking rich and probably richer than most countries in the world. Instead, their main goal is to get power. And how do you get power? By having an extremely accurate algorithm. The type of algorithm that will be as predictive as impossible. Pretty soon we'll be getting notifications on our phones like, oh, time to go to the bathroom. Oh, how did it know? Whoever gets to that algorithm fastest is gonna wield a very, very powerful weapon. Ultra power. And you wanna know the saddest piece of it all? I wish I could say I hate it, but I love it. Facebook is my dealer, and their drug is their platform, and it works well for me. I like the convenience of being able to click, take a glance, and briefly find out what someone else is doing in their life. I like it, but then it leads us to a whole nother problem. You know, we're thinking about Facebook and social connectivity. I'll probably do a whole nother video on this some other time, but just the problem of social connectivity making us farther and farther and farther away from each other. Facebook is a good contributor to depression and anxiety and being comparative of other people. I know that wasn't Zuckerberg's main purpose. He wanted connectivity to be the main underlying grid for all of it. But unfortunately, it's had some pretty devastating results. In conclusion, I like Facebook and I like Google because I like convenience. There, I said it, I admit it. So I've babbled on and on and on about a problem. So what's the solution? At this point, I don't think it's realistic to get rid of all technology. It's just not gonna happen. What I do think would be a beneficial move for all of us Joe Schmoes or Sally Shmihala is to learn how to control your privacy settings. Start there. And once you inform yourself, you're able to do a little bit more about controlling what other people get. I know they're probably just mining in the background anyway, but you know what? It's a start. So how about you guys? What do you think about this charged topic? Were you possibly someone that was recently affected by this Facebook data breach? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what you have to say. And like always, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like and subscribe because it helps me put out more stuff like this. And I like being able to chat with more people, the more people that are connected. Oh gosh, I'm a social connectivity person. I'm the problem. Regardless, you should still like and subscribe. Well, that's all I've got for today. I've got to go check now whether Google or Facebook has learned how to hack my toilet yet. If they have, they're in for a surprise. With that said, I'll see you next time. Gasp! How did YouTube predictably know this would have no views? That's why I'm not getting any views on my videos.